All right, we are now live. Hi, sorry for the wait. This is Kira858, and today we're here for episode 17 of It's Our World. So here in the Cookout, we always like to give love and support to different individuals in the community. Like to give out shout outs to different channels out there, so you could perhaps support them, give them a follow, and support them on their endeavors. So first, we always definitely like to give a shout out to it's a show called Monster of the Week, which is a show that comes in on Wednesdays on Roll20. It's an all Asian cast that has individuals like Hello There Shu, Masood, and a couple other fan favorites that you've seen in the TTRPG community. Has a fantastic story, and it has Masood in the DM seat. So it's a fantastic show, as mentioned, and we definitely hope that we can see more content from it. I think they're starting to hit the end of their first season, so if you can, definitely go ahead and give them a follow and support them on their endeavors. The second group we like to give a shout out for, actually one of the members is in chat, is Hunter Entertainment. For those who don't know, Hunter's Entertainment is a TTRPG variety show that kind of leans towards the sci-fi slash horror genre. And you'll see a lot of your fan favorites there from Melee Damage to Markia McCarty to Michelle, I think Nguyen, I think is her name. There's a couple of, like I said, a great cast, great shows on there, and they've been excellent. They've been fantastic, and they gave us a few raids, I think, the past couple of times. Just a great TTRPG variety show. So if you definitely can, definitely go ahead and give him a follow. Alex is in chat. He works behind the scene. He also is a member with us on the Bear Pens show. But like I said, Hunter Entertainment is just great overall, and especially if you like horror content, definitely go ahead and give them a follow. So. Last but certainly not least, I would love to give a shout out for my friend Rosebell Arts. She is a art streamer who I first met when she was playing the Plague Tale Innocence. At that time frame, I had no idea she was actually an artist until her following stream, where we saw some anime ladies in unique clothing styles. But nevertheless, she's a great individual. During that time frame, she was just an affiliate, and she just blossomed into this partner that has tons upon tons of followers and subscribers, and she deserves all the credit and support that she's received. So if you can, definitely go ahead and give her a follow and support her on her endeavors. So that's all of the shout outs that we have. I would like to announce that I am a Die Hard Dice affiliate. So during the month of May, we will, if you put in the code DRAWMAY for in Die Hard Dice for a specific dice set called the Spring Equinox set, which is a beautiful dice set, you could get, I believe it's 10% off the code. It only works until the remaining few days in May, so you only have a couple of days left to be able to get it. But like I said, you can put that on top of other codes for the month of May and just get a whole bunch of promo content and a whole bunch of discounts off of the dice that you get from their store. Die Hard Dice is a fantastic company that supports both large and smaller streamers. They're just great. They're really big in terms of diversity. They also sponsor Enter the Motherlands and many other shows. So I would definitely would like to give them support. If you can, go ahead and purchase some dice from their store. And also, if you use the promo code, a portion of those commissions goes to yours truly. So I can go ahead and produce more quality content for you to be able to subscribe to. So with that said, we're now going to go ahead and reach to our players. First, starting off at, of course, the top of our list is Wanderer Tex, aka Nesra. Nesra, would you like to talk a little bit about yourself?
Oh, it's me first. Hi.
Yes.
My name is Aaron. I play the completely normal human, completely normal cleric, completely awesome Nezra, who is having a great time with her newish friends as they get into a whole bunch of trouble. I'm also the DM for Ribbonwood Academy, which is Wednesday's my day, Tuesdays in the States, and is quite unusual. As well as a few other creative projects around here and there, but nothing really to announce. But good to see you.
Fantastic. And next, we have our friend Ree. Ree, would you like to talk a little bit about yourself? Of course, plug your socials and such.
Hello, hi everyone. I am at Big Dudery on the Twitters, where you can find sometimes funny tweets. I am going to be playing the lovely and stoic Nuvian today. I am also playing a very lovely scholarly student on Ravenwood Academy. And there may be some new things coming up soon. So hopefully you keep your eyes tuned and your attention focused. And hopefully today will be completely uneventful.
We'll cross our fingers for that. We'll make our way down the list. So we have our good friend, she has returned, Mimsy. Mimsy, like to talk a little bit about yourself. Of course, plug your socials and any projects you're working on.
Of course. Hello, everybody. My name is Morgan or Mimsy, whichever you prefer. It's good to be back. I've been gone for a while. And I'm ready, excited to play. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at peachykeen.arts. And I also play in Riverwood Academy. I play the adorable bunny girl Meaty. And you check her out on Tuesday. So, yeah.
Awesome. And next, we, of course, have our DM, Fell Flames. Fell Flames, like to talk a little bit about yourself. Of course, plug your socials and projects you're working on.
Sure, you can follow me on Twitter at ZHaloMusings. My skills include writing, DMing, and being bad at talking about myself. The end.
What a skill indeed. What a skill indeed. And next we, of course, have Adrian. Adrian, you'd like to talk a little bit about yourself, of course, the projects that you're working on, and plug your socials.
Hey everyone, I'm Adrian Bear, and I am playing Achilles, the Asmar Psi Warrior. He's also a bit of wizard. And you can find me here on Twitch at the Bear Pin with an H at the end. We do a whole bunch of different TTRPG content and some other stuff in the Pipe Rook as well, and play with a number of lovely people here too.
Fantastic. And certainly, last but not least, I am Kira858. As you know, I, of course, produce the shows on here, which we have Riverwood Academy, Into Our World. Starting soon, I'll be getting back into art streams because things are finally getting back to normal at my current job. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. And in the near future, I'll be discussing about easily one of the biggest projects that I've been working on in a long time, involving some interesting individuals in the TTRPG community. We got some, like I said, I am super excited to talk about it. There's so much to what to reveal, but I am horrible when it comes to secrets, so I'm just going to stop right there. But keep on the lookout for new things coming in. Like I said, if you want to know about that reveal, just follow me on Twitter, which is at Kira619858. You can also follow me, join us at our Discord, which the Discord link, I'll go ahead and place it below. You can join us at our Discord, where we actually have watch parties, watch shows such as My Hero Academia. We recently just completed Yasuke, as well as about to start Winter Soldier, I believe, pretty soon. But we also have the newest release of our latest project will also be released there as well. So with that said, that's all of the announcements that we have for today. So now let's get to our intro video for episode 17 of It's Our World. And with the clicks back in, we should now be back. Man, so many clicks in the horizon. So, with that said, Fell Flames, take it away.
Last we left off, you all had major escape forcibly from the Feywild back to the material plane, and found yourself with a final parting gift from your friend Arana. A short trip into what seems like the world of the elves in the forest glade that you're in, based on the sound of the voice that you heard coming from behind you. And it came all wrapped neatly together with spears in your back. What would you all like to do? You have a reaction before they'll continue. Go ahead.
In Elvish, Nuvian will say, "We mean you no harm."
Yeah, I think Nezra's reaction is just to look as non-threatening as possible.
The one on Nuvian's back actually relaxes, so you don't feel the point of it anymore, but everyone else stays as they were.
Continuing in Elvish. Hello, me and my companions have been sent here through the magical abilities of a strange forest sylvanch entity. I gather these are your lands?
They are. And you can see a person comes into the front of you all with their arms crossed. He sort of stands in front of Nuvian, probably about 5 or 6 feet away, so definitely keeping close, but not really a threatening distance. And you can see that the character in front of you, though you can tell the voice is Elvish, has green plate armor, and the helm is in the shape of a dragon's maw from head to toe.
Right. Well, it is good to meet such friendly faces. I believe we are here in search of someone you are friends with. We were searching for a dragon of sorts. Would it be possible for my friends and I to have a conversation that is a bit less tense?
He takes off the helm, and so he's sort of holding the spear in one hand, kind of like a relaxed grip, and he holds the helm in his other hand. And you can see that he has cropped relatively short. It's a male, but a male with a very soft sort of elvish features. And he has 2-inch or so cropped green hair that has somehow managed to still get twigs and leaves tangled in it. And he says, "Well, very well. If you'd like to have a more relaxed conversation, perhaps you could start by explaining how you bypassed our enchantments against teleportation."
I'm afraid I am not entirely aware. Perhaps some more of the more magically inclined friends of mine could explain to you, though we were sent here by... I don't even remember his name any longer, unfortunately. But he was some sort of Fey entity, I believe.
I will speak up in Elvish, and I will say, why don't we start with introductions? My name is Nezra. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Sweet, first roll of the game.
Hmm.
$17.
You speak our tongue fairly well for someone who is unlikely to have come by it honestly, foreigner. What was your name again?
My name is Nezra.
A pleasure. And you can see, though, the character is very, you can roll insight if you want, but without doing so, it seems like the character is actually being pleasant, though he's being still sort of stalwart in a sense, right?
No, I did-
He isn't entirely making fun of you. He's just harsh.
And I do have a question. Have I ever come through or near here?
This particular area, not in the glade, but you were probably never in either of the cities either. But I would say it is likely that you have met some fellow travelers that sort of left the Elvish land and landed amongst the world, because most of the cities to the east, right, like that's in the far west, most of the cities to the east are like relatively well mixed, and these are like especially Elvish tribal lands that you've landed in, that you've assumedly landed in. So you have definitely met people from the twin Elvish cities. You have not probably entered them previously, though.
So I'll say, well,
Does that make sense?
yes, for sure.
Okay, cool.
So I'll say, well, I have been blessed to travel quite a bit, not through here in particular, but I have made companions who have helped me to speak your tongue.
They taught you well. He sort of starts looking back and forth amongst all of you for the person who's going to give him his explanation, kind of like landing on each person for a bit. The enchantment.
Achilles whispers to Serena, so is this what it's like when Nuvian and I are talking to each other and all you hear is blah, 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 Nuvian, blah, 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 Nezra.
Yes, very, very much so.
Right, I'll remember not to do that again, like.
Sorry, unless I specify, a character is speaking in common. So you've actually entirely heard his half of the conversation the whole time he's been speaking.
Oh, okay. I thought they were speaking.
It feels a little bit
Elvish
rude
the
then that I
whole time.
ignored that and talked back to him in Elvish.
No, I mean, it's fine. Like, it seems, I should try to be more specific that someone is speaking in common. That's also on me. But, I mean, it's not like he's seemed offended by it at this point either.
What was our man's name again? Aranas?
Arana, yeah.
Arana.
Ikara will look towards the individual. Says, "Are you half dragon too? Is that why you wear dragon armor?"
No. I am a member of the Dragon Keepers.
What's that?
Well, we protect the dragon who lives a bit further in, past this glaive, from outsiders that would mean him harm.
Well, then it's a good thing that we ran into you first before any of your other companions. We are wanting to meet with your dragon.
That's not possible.
I feel like our fella had a question there first. I'm sorry, but we just came from, I believe it's called the Feywild, as far as I understand it. We were brought there looking for assistance by a being who calls himself Arana. I believe in his lands he's known as the Purple Prince. and we discussed some options with him, and as a group, we decided not to take him up on an offer, and he sent us here. Does that answer your question well enough? I'm Achilles, by the way. It's nice to meet you.
Those of you who do understand Elvish hear him mumbling under his breath. They always have trouble in ignoring rules and not dealing in the proper manner. It's just whatever. And he physically shakes his head a bit as he turns back to you all and is like, well, yes, that answers my question, though unfortunately, as much as I seem to like you, which is as much as I possibly could for some strange foreign intruders who have appeared out of nowhere, we won't be able to allow you to see the dragon because, unfortunately, well, no one can unless they're a dragon keeper.
Zach,
go ahead.
Sorry, when he's talking about protection, can I roll insight, or my passive insight's 18? Am I getting any vibes about are they actually protecting, or is this like the Dragon Riders where there's a forced relationship?
It's going to be a bit of a tough roll if you want to try to roll. I'll say with Nezra's passive insight, she's not picking up on anything.
Okay.
But if you think she would be actively analyzing him with an active check, I think that's pretty reasonable given the circumstances. So you can feel free to roll beyond the passive insight if you would like.
Yeah, I think I'll augment it by saying to him, of course we don't wish to cause any trouble, but I'm afraid that we bring some tidings of bad news with us. Maybe you could explain more if you are in fact capable of protecting your dragon. And I'm trying to by insinuating that, I'm trying to get better information about what he thinks his role is in terms of this dragon.
Okay.
I rolled a natural 20.
Ooh.
I rolled a natural 20, so it's 28.
On the insight check?
Yeah.
Okay. Does a 19 hit Nezra's armor class? Okay. You see a very, very gentle expression as you're trying to read him with your natural 20. And that's when you realize that he is being genuine. And you can tell it because you don't think you would see soft features on someone like that who meant to do real harm to you or to a dragon, right? You would expect more of an uptight person. But you're paying close enough attention that's when you realize you see a flash of movement, and you realize you've also made the mistake of questioning his capability to perform the role, which is where you then see stars up above you, and you feel ground against your back as suddenly you're looking up in the air. Everyone else is watching. No, you don't take any damage. You were just knocked prone. The rest of you who are watching see that you don't even see the spear move at first until you see it Nezra falling backwards, and then you see that it shifted to he basically slaps it at the back of her knees on the armor, and Nezra just kind of buckles backwards.
Whoa there, fella. I don't know if all that was necessary, but point taken. Are you okay there, Nezra?
Yes, no, I'm good. Thank you. Get up and kind of dust myself off.
Wow, you would be a great sparring partner.
As you do start to move to your feet, you see he does extend you a hand to try to help you back up.
I take it.
And he sort of gently like pats you on the elbow of your armor and says, "Sorry, I thought perhaps a demonstration would prove more than any words could say."
I apologize for goading it into you, out of you, but well met.
He nods.
Wow, you would be a great sparring partner.
Well, thank you, young
Ikara.
man.
Oh,
Ikara.
I'm a dragon.
I can see that. Which is why I wasn't actually sure if you're a young man, or not.
Yes.
But I will call you Ikara. It is good to meet you.
Good to meet. So do you know what's happening with the dragon riders and such?
And he kind of like looks amongst all of you and is like, I know that the Bastion and the Illwind armies have dragon riders, but I think I'm misunderstanding the question somewhere along the lines. I think everyone knows that.
They do not have dragon riders. They have enslaved dragons like vehicles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we're trying to get help and figure out first if all of the dragons are okay, and then to see if we can find a way to free them. Because our cousin got captured.
I see.
And so that's why we went to the Feywild, was because there was a Fey Dragon there, but we decided not to go with them. But it's okay because you all have a Greek dragon, and then we have some dragon allies that I think they said once we get a big enough army, we could try and free the dragons that are asleep.
This is kind of always how this conversation goes. It can be a little bit much.
If you wish, we could probably go somewhere else and talk about this instead of, the middle of nowhere.
Perhaps you all had better come with me.
Do we get the honor of a name? Or at least a moniker?
Hopefully I'll be able to give you my name in time. For now, you can call me Captain.
Oh gosh, that's going to get confusing. Like, I already have a captain. No, it's fine. It's fine. He's definitely more of like a dark grey. You're more of like light grey. So I'm sure I won't confuse you at all.
Thing. And you all feel yourself prodded along a bit by the fear point as Captain walks out in front of you.
Okay.
I happily follow. No prodding necessary.
Mm-hmm. Ikara's kind of confused by that. He thought we would be on friendlier terms, but he just keeps moving along.
Actually, as we're walking, I'm going to mind link with Ikara. Real quick. Super quick. I'm going to be like, Ikara, I appreciate your tendency towards honesty and trust. It is admirable, I think. We may need to have a discussion about timing and getting to know people better before we drop the big news on them.
Timing?
Yeah, basically don't trust everyone you ever met and, don't tell them first thing, everything that's important to you. Mostly.
Oh, so you say I shouldn't trust him?
Practice. No. I actually think that we should trust him. But people react to news in different ways. and people who are being watched by other people react to news in different ways. Just saying. It's a conversation for later, just something you might consider for now.
Okay. Thank you.
And I will undo the mind link.
Hey, see, he kind of ponders on that. There's definitely like his eyes went from straight forward to kind of like looking from side to side as he internally, just thinks about that concept. Still really complicated per se because it's different from his normal motif, but he's definitely taking it to heart.
Go ahead and state or put into the chat your passive perceptions for me, if you all would.
Yike.
Okay. Oh, Serena.
It's a yike.
Hey, you're not alone, Serena. Okay. Nuvian and Ikara and Nezra. The part that sticks to you all the most as you are led out of this glade and into some roads. It's clear they're intended to be roads, but you can see they're all dirt roads. It's almost more of a trail in the sense that nature seems to have been allowed to reclaim portions of it, although they've left it mostly clean. If there were flowers that have appeared or something, even once or twice along the pathway, small saplings have begun to grow. Those have all been left to their own devices and are just kind of moved around. You see probably 100 or more different people as you're passing by, and they're all giving you looks, and every single one of them seems to be of Elvish descent. Without any sort of human feature. So as far as you can tell, you're passing by only full elf, not even any half elf that you've seen along the way.
Nuvian looks around and looks very content, very like a bit of a homecoming almost. And in Elvish, she will say, "You all have found a healthy balance here. That's good."
And I will say, for anyone who has met multiple different kinds of elves before, it's not just wood elves. I will say that as well, for those of you who have noticed that. Unfortunately, Achilles, that just misses it on the thing you sent for Catherine. So,
I will point out that Achilles is very out of tunely singing as they're walking.
That seems to draw more stares as he begins that. But no one says or does anything to you as you are led, and you are brought into the front of what looks like a building that has been made by digging around the roots of a tree, such that it's standing up on the roots and you're walking into the roots. So it's covered only from the top, and there are roots and tangles around. the person currently known as Captain kind of gestures to the entrance where the dirt pathway leads inside.
I go in.
As you go in, you see that there is a person sitting inside. They're wearing green robes, and they have sort of very long blue hair, where like twigs and leaves and things have been like freely allowed to mingle. It looks like it hasn't been washed in a long time. And this person's face has elvish features, but unlike most of the people that you've seen, it looks like age has actually crept into their features, which is not especially common amongst the elves. And they are holding an orb of some sort in one of their hands. And there are a number of scrolls on the table, as well as it looks like some of the roots have been carved into to make like little shelves that books have been placed upon. There aren't a lot of them, perhaps several dozen books in all amongst the whole area, but that's what you all see as you walk inside.
Do I know any formal Elvish greetings?
Yeah.
Or like just signs of respect? I will do those. Like if bowing isn't part of the culture, I'll do bowing or whatever it is.
No, it's mostly their greetings are completely words based. So you give him an Elvish greeting, and he returns it to you with a sort of a very healthy voice. Even though the character looks relatively old, their voices sounds very healthy. And as you walk inside and he returns your greeting, he says to you all, as I understand it, you have a bit of an interesting story. Would you mind telling it again for me?
Oh, sure.
Oh
Wait.
gosh, fella. We've done this so many times, but that's okay. We've just met you.
Is it right if I just say everything, or should I say everything, or should
Vibe check.
Vibe check time.
Vibe check.
You would like to roll insight?
I would like to roll insight, please.
Okay. I will say, at this point, the conversation hasn't been going on very long, so the quality of the information will be representative of that.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm just looking for like overt signs of like dislike, distrust, danger. The D words.
Danger, Will Robinson. Are we still are spears still being pointed at us? Is my question.
No. Good question. As soon as you all walked into this room, the only person with you other than this individual is actually the captain. The rest of the guards waited outside. You so I'm sorry, I'm trying to think of how to phrase this properly. You sense no dislike or disgust. Who would you say is the person that Nezra has met that they found to be most dangerous?
This question sounds very familiar. I mean, we met actual dragons. That probably qualifies. Like one of the enraged dragons, like when we were in the orchard, something like that is probably when I felt the most danger.
The interesting thing is that that's sort of a very like feral danger, right? This is almost more ominous because it's like staring at a dam or something like that, right? Like everything is poised and restrained, and there's this nice, like, very non-ominous looking orb, but you've been guarded the whole time, and all of the guards were left outside as soon as you were in front of this individual, which strikes you as like the most ominous piece of it.
I think that I'm
But
going to
it
be
is
turning.
not danger, to be clear. It is that the individual is dangerous. You actually feel in no danger at the moment.
All right. I'm going to turn to Akara to talk to Akara, and I just want to, as subtly as possible, keep myself not directly in between Akara and this person, but like I want it to be at hand. I want to stick close to Akara.
Sure.
So if Akara is someplace, I'm going to be right next to Akara. But I'll say, well, Akara, I think that the whole story from the beginning would be a good place to start.
Okay. So I belong to a silver dragon clan. My mom and family is from this silver dragons from down south. And we were sent to go rescue our cousin, Celebi. Well, more like to check on her and see if anything was wrong and going on. And then when we went to Bastion, and that's when we found out that dragons were being captured and essentially manipulated against their will to be with these dragon riders. So that I noticed, for one, there was a silver dragon who was very feral, which isn't like us at all. We're not feral by any means. So they're definitely corrupting dragons as we speak. And so we were trying to get help. We got 2 bronze dragons on our side to help us on the cause, and we're trying to get more, so therefore we can try to stop this from happening. Because by ourselves we can't do much, since they have ancient silver dragon on their side. I'm Ikara, by the way. I'm a dragon.
The older looking elf nods at you, and then he turns to the captain, and he says, "There were no lies, Ben. They're telling the truth, at least what they believe it is." And you see Vin's body kind of tightened. And he replies, "Well, we best not let him find out about that." And then you hear another voice call out from the entrance, "Let him find out about what?" Which I think is a great place to take a quick 5 to 10 minute break. I know we just started, but I need some more water because this is going to get interesting. And we're at a great stopping point.
Oh yeah, gotta love Zach and his classic cliffhanger. So thank you all so much. We're gonna take probably a quick 5 to 10 minute break. So we'll go ahead and stretch your legs, get some water, and we should be back for the second half, as it seems like we probably will be delving with a green dragon. Wish us luck, fam. All right, see you all soon. Go. All right, and we are now back for the second half of It's Our World, episode 17. Fell Flames, take it away.
As this new figure pops in, he says, "Hello, so glad to meet all of you." And as he actually pops into view, you can see that he literally has green skin, whoever this is.
Hi, it's a pleasure. Hi, I'm Ikara.
Pleasure to meet you, Ikara.
Well, hello there, fella. I'm Achilles. It's nice to meet you.
Good to meet you, Achilles. He looks at everyone else expectantly.
Serena will nod as well and say, "I'm Serena."
We're doing names. Yes. I'm Nezra. It's a pleasure to meet you. We haven't gotten names from anyone, but I'm happy to offer it.
Nuvian, it's good to meet you. It's good to meet many of our kind.
Nuvian, Nezra, and Serena. Marvelous to meet all of you. My name is Emery.
A wonderful name, might I say.
Emery.
So,
Could you describe what this person looks like, aside from having green skin?
Yeah. Emery's head is shaved completely. There is no hair whatsoever. He has a very strong, unbearded jawline, and cheekbones that are very harsh. His eyes, I can't think of a better way to describe it than they look kind of fierce, like feral and cat-like kind of, just fierce. He stands probably about 6'8", as far as his height. Does not look like an elf. And he is wearing a tunic, linen tunic pants that's cinched with a cloth belt, all of it brown. And he's wearing a blocky green wooden shoe.
Weird question. Any tats? Because he's not wearing a shirt.
He is wearing a tunic, tunic and tunic pants. Yeah. But I mean, it's sleeveless, and it kind of dips a bit. No tattoos on the visible skin, but he could have them on his legs or chest or stomach tattoo without any other tattoos. It'd be a bit weird, but whatever.
It's a cultural thing.
Yeah.
She's just got a little butterfly around the navel.
Yeah,
Yep.
maybe. You don't know yet.
Gotta find out, y'all.
Sir, we're going to need you to disrobe.
Please take off your clothes, sir. This is for science and research.
The tattoo inspection.
So, what are you supposed to not tell me? And he kind of looks at all of you expectantly.
not tell you? Well, I'm not sure why we're not supposed to tell you, but, so there's, do you know I'm guessing you don't know what's going on in Bastion and how there are slavey dragons like us?
Car, I believe that is our guest should be the one to reveal information if they feel it is necessary. It's not our place.
Oh, okay.
That's all right. I actually already overheard everything. I mean, you all were practically yelling. How could I not? I just wanted to see if you were trustworthy and would actually tell me about it.
Oh, I trust you.
I think the only thing that I was maybe not going to tell you, but I think I'll tell you now, is that I'm quite jealous of your arms good there, sir. I mean, I've got to say, you're really tall, and I have to admire the fact that, you could probably work a forge too. I mean, I can tell you've got a bit of heft behind you.
Ah, thank you. It comes from tearing apart lambs with my bare hands.
I'm sorry, you do what now?
Well, I tear apart lambs with my bare hands.
Any particular reason why? If you don't mind me asking.
Well, I could explain further, but we'd need a bit more space.
Fair point.
Would you mind stepping outside with me?
Serena specifically?
No, he's asking everyone.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
We seem to move at the whims of our hosts. Lead the way.
Yes.
Yeah, so
He looks at the other two, or actually, he calls to the outside, and he says, "A lamb, if you would." And he walks outside, and you can see that all of the guards are wearing the same armor that Captain was wearing. And one of them rushes off to go find a lamb, and Emery looks at all of you and says, "It'll be just a moment," and he kind of like starts tapping his foot while he's waiting for the other people to come back with the lamb. And eventually the lamb comes back, and he starts to walk away from you all. He gets about 10 feet, 15 feet, 20 feet, and then he jumps, and his body starts to shift and expand as you see him transform into a 30-foot long dragon
he's huge.
with green scales that swoops down and plucks a lamb into its jaw directly from the other guard. And then it reaches its claws while it's in the air to the lamb, picks it up, and rips it in half. And then starts eating the two halves.
Achilles leans into Serena and says, "Now, Serena, I know what you're thinking, but I think I flirted with him first, so, you know. I mean, it's all fair game, like, but I knew that was going to be impressive, but, you know, I think I called dibs."
You know, Achilles, I think you might have dibs. I don't. Were we in the splash zone?
I was gonna say Nezra is gonna move out of the way of any spray of blood if necessary.
Not really. He was in the air. You might have to inspect your clothing to see if you got any, like, a droplet or two later. But definitely not like a splash zone sort of situation.
For a moment, Nuvian is going to look crestfallen for a second as he wonders what it would be like to do that. But after a moment, his expression returns to its normal stoic, emotionless demeanor.
God, I wish I knew that happened so we would make fun of Nuvian so hard.
And
I'll
then
notice for you.
he circles around and lands 5 or 10 feet away from you all, and you watch as he shifts back into imposing 6'8" tall man? Question mark.
As he does, Serena like gives a clap.
Before I forget, Nuvian and
Ikara?
And Ikara, yes. Go ahead and give me history checks.
Is this related to dragons?
Yes, it is.
Cool. I think I got advantage of that. Sweet.
You see, Nuvian is a bit distracted at the moment, so
Well,
he rolled a 4.
The first roll was a natural 20, so I'll take that one.
Are you sure? You sure you want to take?
Typically roll well when it comes to dragons.
Yep. Me and Dragon were like this. Or like this.
Like, it's somewhat ridiculous in the sense that, like, you're little and you still somehow know all of this stuff, but
I listen to Bobby.
Apparently you just have, like, a eidetic memory whenever your mom was talking about dragon.
I think Ikara should take over Serena's intelligence now.
What are you talking about?
Well,
No.
I'm gonna DM it to you because this is too juicy. You get to decide how you're going to read it.
Okay. I'll take it. Wait, via Discord, right?
Oh yeah, I'll send it to you on Discord.
I would like to, while this is happening, take a look back at El Capitan and whoever our other person is with the orb. I assume they followed us outside. I just want to see how they're responding to this display.
Well, pun intended, they're sheepishly standing by the door at the moment.
This is like a normal thing he does to show off to people.
Fetch the lamb. It is
He's like,
time.
fetch the lamb for me. I must impress the guests.
In my headdress.
Did you get that DM, Mikara?
Yes, it is definitely juicy.
It's like when somebody comes to visit and your cat has somebody to show off for.
Yes, exactly.
All right. So Ikara would kind of. I'm guessing I'm able to tell because of his shifting, or how was I able to tell?
Secrets.
Secrets are so fun.
Mhm.
More secrets.
Yeah.
All the secrets.
Oh.
Secrets now.
Gotcha. So Ikara would kind of look interesting at sorry, I think I did get his name right. Emery, right? Is his name Emery? Yeah, Emery. Emery. He will look towards the individual and says, "Oh wow. So are there more like you around here, or is it just you?"
Well, I don't exactly know what you mean, but I can assure you that I am one of a kind.
Oh, yes, sir, you are.
Kara kind of turns to Achilles like that, like completely confused by that intonation. He's like, I
Serena
guess-
jabs Achilles in the side.
I'm not saying we can't go on a date either, but it's just one of those.
He looks at Serena and he's like, "Don't worry, I am not immune to flattery."
Alright.
Noted.
I'm just gonna take out my water skin and chuck it at Achilles.
Like,
Are you trying to make a hot boy summer here?
No, I'm trying to slake some of that thirst, man.
And so Ikara will say, and then he switches to Draconic just for a second. It says, "Do you want everyone to keep knowing that you're green?"
He responds in Draconic and says, "That's the story that the world knows. But by the time that we're through with the people that have stolen our kin, the world will know. So you might as well tell them."
Okay. And then he'll look towards the others and says, "He's not a green dragon. He's an emerald dragon."
I was just about to ask because I overheard that.
And
It's not the kind of thing you say out loud, Akara.
Oh, he said I can. He said I could. That's why I asked.
Emery just kind of laughs, and you can see that the two elves that you'd met previously go like, "Oh!" and like they're about to speak up in protest, and then they like cover their own mouths as to not speak out against Emery.
But yeah, that's why I asked. I noticed it was different. Mommy told me.
I don't believe I know too much about that. I mean, as I said, lad, before you mentioned that there were silver dragons, I only thought they came in the variety of the red kind. So, pardon me, would you explain a bit?
Ikaro's like, he'll look towards Emery and says, "Would you want me to explain, or do you want to explain?"
I think it's better if I show him. That seems to be going well. And then he turns and he looks at a sapling that's probably not quite a sapling, like a 30 or 40-year-old tree. And he opens his mouth up wide, which is like, I mean, he's got a big mouth. That's clear from his boisterous personality. So he opens it in like a big O shape, and then he just starts to yell like, and you see as it comes out like way more forcefully than I'm willing to do into the mic and destroy everyone's eardrums. But the sound waves are like visible, and you watch as the scintillating back and forth sound wave expands and contracts, slams into the tree, and just shatters all of the wood.
Mm-hmm.
Privately, I don't get it.
It is a sonic breath attack.
Mm-hmm.
I was not aware that your kind still walk this plane. It's an honor to meet you.
Could
They
somebody
don't.
do a history check to see? Okay, yeah. How long has it been since anybody's heard of an emerald dragon?
I mean, they're not in recorded history.
Oh,
This is like more of a fairy tale than the fairy tales that you've actually read in the book that Nuvian found.
Just to be clear, I'm going to whisper this to Nuvian out loud. I don't know why I'm not doing a mind link. It just feels rude. So I'm going to go whisper to Nuvian and be like, we've met two types of dragons that shouldn't exist, right?
Is correct, yes.
And you didn't know.
I did not.
And that's all that Nezra was going to say about it.
That was very cool. The sheep was very cool. I think we are here for help, I believe. I mean, we kind of just got sent here, but, we have no plan, fellas. So maybe this is a good place to start.
Oh, well, yeah, I was hoping we all can unite together as dragons and try to stop this from happening, because otherwise they're going to try to take all the dragons, and even they're starting to make their way down south. And so, it's who knows how long they're going to spread until they try to take all dragons and imprison them and enslave them. They probably are going to try here one day, too. And we don't want that to happen. We want to keep all the dragons safe and be able to be free.
I would like to recommend that maybe we all have... What time of day is it? Like, is it morning or evening?
Gosh, this is quite, this is...
I don't know, because we were in the
very far from where we were. So this is a different time zone. This has got to be a different time zone.
Every time you specifically ask me what time it is, do you know what I want to say?
It's clobbering time.
It's about twilight out.
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair.
No, it's like the high point of the day. There's like clear light shining through the canopy such that the illumination is at the high point of the day. Typically around noon to 2.
So I will turn so that I am addressing not just Emery, but also the other two. Be like, I think that Akara did a good overview of what's going on, but I would like to discuss some details and some possibilities for the future. It is nearing about midday. Maybe we could all have a lunch or something and truly discuss what's going on.
Well, do you like lamb?
I do, actually.
Yes, it's delicious.
I don't typically eat it fresh. Is that a good way to put it?
Don't worry. You will probably find yourself incapable of offending me. That's not a bad way to put it. But I'm still hungry, and I'm down to eat a cooked one this time. And he looks at the guard that just, like, had to carry this, like, lamb over and is like, bring us another lamb.
I picture like the Thor movie where he just like he trapped in one lamb. Like,
another. That's why Emery is awesome. Emery is awesome. That's what mainly I was thinking of was Thor.
The lamb fetcher is gonna hate us at the end of this.
There's a race of lamb people who are out for us. They're the BB.
Oh no!
Can we retire back into this lovely home, or is there another place you would prefer?
He kind of glances at the older-looking elf, and then looks back at you and is like, "Here sounds fine." And with your passive insight, Nezra can tell he's kind of just doing it to mess with the older elf.
I'm gonna go over to the other two.
Okay.
And be like, Captain, I'm hoping that we are on a named basis now.
It's Vin.
Hello. Is it short for like Vinail or something, or is it just Vin?
It's just Vin.
Pleasure. And you are, and I'll turn to the other one.
He says, my name is Arlen.
Arlen, we truly have no wish to offend or get in your bad graces. I'm certain we could convince Emery to go elsewhere if you'd prefer it.
No, it's fine. Make yourself at home. And he waves inside.
Thank you. I'm gonna go through my bag and see if I have any like interesting stuff that we've bought elsewhere in terms of like fruits or preserves. I know we've visited quite a few different stalls and such, just to have something to add to the table.
Okay. You have probably some dried fruits in the form of rations that you picked up. Maybe a week or two in game time.
I will arrange them as nicely as I can. Kind of plate them a little bit.
Okay.
And otherwise, I'm going to find a chair that is closest to where I can have like a route to my back.
Okay.
And wait.
All right. It takes a few minutes. This time, but another lamb is brought. This time, you can tell that it has been butchered and skinned, and Arlen sort of waves his hand in the shape of like a rune over the center of the circle, and you can see it like falls in on itself to make instead like a ring of wood with the center hollowed out. And he sort of snaps his fingers, which creates a fire that sort of burns in the center of the hollowed out area. And then they skewer the butchered lamb and balance it on the wooden border so it starts to roast.
Does Achilles recognize what kind of magic this might be?
Roll me an Arcana check.
Just as like arcane or divine, basically. He has no idea. It's a 9.
It's definitely magic.
It's definitely magic. He's
And
distracted.
Are the others of your kind around, whether it be in this plane or another?
He responds in Draconic and he says, I am the only Emerald Dragon.
Yes, but what of the... I've heard stories of other gems or things. Are those true, or are there others? Forgive me, I am pestering you with too many questions, and that is rude of me.
He says it's no trouble. He knows of one other. Give me a moment.
I was like, say Serena is trying to eavesdrop on this conversation right now.
He's speaking in Draconic, and he replies, there is one other. She is a topaz dragon, and he does not like her. But there is only one other that he knows of.
Nubian is visibly holding his hands together, but it is very clear that he is pressing them against each other in an attempt of self-restraint.
Would Serena notice that?
I would say most people would notice that because normally he is very neutral, and he is very clearly not neutral anymore.
Would we interpret this as excitement or intrigue? Interest?
If you would DM it to me, normally I do not roll inside rolls against my players, but Emery has gotten a natural 20 to determine how Nuvian is feeling about all of this. So if you would DM me, he would certainly be able to tell.
All right, 1 second.
No worries.
Zach also DM'd you.
Acknowledged. Nothing occurs as you do so.
It'd be an hour, just in case.
Yeah.
So, like, this lamb's excellent, by the way. But we do have a few things to talk about. Like, as the lad said, there is trouble with dragons, and frankly, my homeland, and not yours yet, but from what we understand from the resistance that is forming, or has formed already, well, those folks in Bastion, or those that control it, seem to be up to no good, like, not just with controlling the minds of dragons, but also with, from what I understand, trying to take over a lot of, well, frankly, a lot of this continent. And, well, I know that for sure we need allies. People of my homeland need allies. And, well, I hope we might be in the right place, or at least be in the position to maybe start figuring out something about, well, how we can undo some of this mind control. Like, we heard something about that the dragons are being controlled with some form of orbs of different size that seem to be controlling them. Different ones, not all the same. And we don't know if destroying these things would actually destroy the mind control at all, but we also know that city of Bastion is not the city of Bastion, or at least not the only one.
So, you are looking for allies. I understand that much. What do you intend to accomplish once you've gathered these allies? I mean, in terms of specific goals, I understand the bigger picture, as it were, quite well at this point, I believe.
To my knowledge, up at the peaks, there is a continued project to enslave dragons. It appears that some family member of our companions may already be in this process. A couple others have been perhaps freed. I'm not really certain how many there are. But I do know that the actions of dragons are being... No. How do I put this? Someone is making it look like dragons are a problem. There have been multiple attacks by dragons that appear to be, I don't know, not feral per se, but like indiscriminate in their action. And it appears that the army is using these attacks in order to bolster their own might and power, to move further along the lands in order to instigate this type of martial law. I suppose the most immediate would be to free those dragons who are currently being held captive. It is beyond our power at this point, but I don't think that we cannot try.
What makes you so sure that it is beyond your power?
Well, not to put too fine of a point on it, but I am a mortal with limitations as to what I can do. A group of us could make some progress, I believe, but I mean, at least the last time we were nearish the peaks, we realized that it was beyond our current capabilities.
But you also have 2 dragons amongst your allies. Isn't that correct?
Mm-hmm.
It is. Yes.
And if I were to join you, then you would have 3 dragons amongst your allies. Do you believe that is enough to turn the tide?
No, it's too risky.
I mean, we have the added difficulty of, if they are targeting dragons, using dragons to fight puts you at additional risk. And so it needs to be not a tight race. Not a skin of the teeth kind of thing. Skin of the teeth, is that the phrase? Sorry, we're switching between languages so much, I'm starting to forget which idiom goes with which one. The other dragons who are among our allies indicated that they believed we were not yet ready. And I value their opinion. If I understood the various translations it went through to get to me.
Well, I'm quite formidable. What if you perhaps had a 4th dragon on your side? Do you believe that would be enough?
I think that the will of 4 dragons would be very difficult to contain.
I think you're certainly extremely impressive, and I do think that 4 dragons would be even more impressive. From what I understand, we're dealing with potentially very high-level unknown magics. I think personally that to undo what has been caused here, the source of the corruption needs to be rooted out, which is this other bastion. Now, I mean, that's going to take a lot more than just getting dragons free of the peaks. That's
Sorry,
going to take...
Achilles, what other bastion?
Nezra, oh,
This is not something Nezra knows. This came from before Nezra joined
Yeah.
you.
No. This sorry, you just maybe weren't there.
I don't think
one
you were there.
episode
Yeah.
as a player. This was the commander
We were underground.
Margero Forerunner.
sweet mustache.
Martinal, yeah.
Was it Forerunner? Oh no, Commander Huntsbury. Commander Huntsbury is the one.
Him.
He is the one who actually said, he showed us a map that there is a second bastion that is the actual bastion that seems to be somehow magically connected to the fake bastion. So I think Nezra would have been there. However, this was shortly after the whole sucker punch to the special places. So it's entirely possible Nezra would have been in a semi-fugue state.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so sorry. Other bastion is real. Our bastion is fake?
Well,
Or at least the place I have been is not the real bastion.
I would say
I was very confused about the whole thing, to be honest, but this is what we were told, yes.
I mean, I don't think I didn't come from a fake place. So they must...
100 years ago,
Oh no.
a group
Oh,
of
fuck.
humans got together to forge a plot to appear as a holy city begotten by the Celestials while forging ties with demons in the northeast of this continent. 95 years ago, they were successful. About 35 years ago, all the old human sages who were old enough and forced into quiet to remember the truth of how the city came to be have perished, and their 65-year plan became successful. And that is how the City of Angels came to be managed by demons.
Not just a pretty face then.
I might not look it, but I'm quite knowledgeable, and I have lived for a long time.
Sounds like you might know the dangers then better than we do.
Perhaps. But all present are in danger.
Well then, I mean, I personally would value your counsel then. This whole thing is, I mean, I was just a wanderer who ended up hanging out with these guys long enough to do some really weird things.
I will explain further where I can, but first I require a private conversation with your friend. And he turns, and he looks directly at Nuvian.
Oh shit.
Uh-oh.
Nuvian, do you mind?
What's not?
He heads for the entrance to the tree and kind of walks outside.
Very well.
You can see that the dragon keepers that are guarded outside kind of watch you, but they don't follow as he leads you sort of off the path into some of the trees away from earshot of everyone else. You seem troubled, lad.
apologize if I had not done a good job of concealing my emotion. That is also rude of me. I hope you will find my apology sufficient.
You have nothing to apologize for. I was just curious if there was perhaps something that I might be able to do to help. I might not look it, but I'm quite wise.
I'm sure you are. Though I'm afraid there's not much that can be done for me. Though perhaps in your years you have heard of something. During my time recently at a library, I read about a fruit that may be able to assist someone like me, who's sometimes growing in between the planes. There's a legend that is supposedly able to turn a half-blooded being like myself into something more.
I see. And why would you want a thing like that?
I'm afraid I don't understand your question.
Well, you seem put together. It took my keen eye to see through. You seem intelligent, knowledgeable, protective. What's wrong with all of those things? Why would you seek to be something else?
My people, my order, pursue ways to free ourselves from our physical forms. What others would refer to as your true self or your envisioned self, or whatever word people are using in this century. I'm simply after what I am meant to be, or my physical form. See, I am born to a family of dragons. Even my younger brother looks more like a dragon than I do. Though I appear to be more elvish. And even my idealized self looks more man than dragon. So it is natural, is it not?
So, you seek to become a true dragon.
That is correct.
How much would you be willing to give up for such a trade? I mean, surely something as this would not come at no cost. What are you willing to face?
Cost. Whatever is necessary, though I have no intention of betraying my friends or allies, or causing them any harm, or harming others, or what the human empire is doing to our kind.
Wait here. Do you wait? You see he starts to walk away from you.
Yeah, he doesn't move.
When he returns, he is carrying a satchel. It's just a brown, plain satchel with some leaves that have been sewn into it to decorate it. And it looks like it contains maybe a few cubic inches worth of material. It's fairly small. And he hands it to you, and he says, "Open it."
He opens it.
You see inside there is a fruit. The fruit is blue, and it has green and purple stripes on it.
Is this what I think it is?
If you eat this, then we will have 4 dragons. And in 24 hours, you will die. If you don't, then we will have 3.
I thank you for your gift to me. It is something that I would never be able to repay, no matter as long as I lived. And one life to save many others is hardly a difficult decision.
It's only going to get tougher, Nuvian. Can I let you in on a secret that I have yet to tell the others?
Of course.
Prepare yourself for war. And that is where we're going to leave this episode of It's Our World.
Bad man, evil man.
We always have to end it off on a good note.
I am so much on the edge of my seat. So good.
You really go pull out with that devil's bargain like that? Okay. So, thank you all for coming by. As you can tell, I got food in my mouth. Well, I hope you enjoyed our stream. Thank you, Vanishi Panda, for the raid. We definitely appreciate it. We gave a shout out in the chat, so we can go ahead and give them a follow. They were doing Ravnica content. So once again, we will be back on Tuesday for our next episode of Ravenwood Academy, which has almost everyone in this cast in that RPG. So if you like what you see here, you have a lot of the similar flavor, but with Aaron and the DMC. And also, if you also like to talk about our content, you can join us at our Discord, which you'll find in the link below in chat, where once again, we have a section for spoilers, non-spoiler sections. Our VOD will be released on YouTube. Normally, that's where you get the first links in there. And also some of the newest information that we come out with, such as a new upcoming project will be released there as well. So, as Reed said, this was a big episode. It's going to take time to digest because I don't think Akara is ready to lose his older brother, especially after just getting him for like 2 months. But it's going to be interesting. We'll see how it goes. So once again, thank you all so much. We look forward to see you all again for this Tuesday as well as next Saturday for our next upcoming episode of It's Our World. Farewell for now.